You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and this is my conversation with the drummer and percussionist, and also the Foundation member, the last one standing, in fact, in the band Escape the Fate. His name is Robert Ortiz. Escape the Fate are touring Australia through the end of May and the beginning of June. I'll read out some dates. Monday the 28th, they are playing in Perth. Tuesday the 29th, they are playing in Adelaide. That's an all-ages show. Wednesday the 30th, they're playing in Melbourne. Friday the 1st of June, they are playing in Sydney. Saturday the 2nd, they're playing in Newcastle at the Cambridge Hotel. Sunday the 3rd, they are playing in Brisbane. That's a all-ages show as well. And finally, well, there's a New Zealand date, so it's not just an Australian tour. Monday the 4th, they are playing Valhalla in Wellington. Let's hear what Robert has to say. Here we go.
Thanks for waiting, Andrew. From 4ZZZ FM, you're now in interview with Robert from Escape the Fate. Please go ahead.
No worries. Thanks very much. Rob, how are you, mate?
I am great, man. Great. Just flying through some of these, man. Just like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Like, just talking about it, you realize how much you've been through and how excited you are to do something like this. And it's crazy, man.
Good on you. So you're effectively the band spokesperson these days because, if I'm not mistaken, you are a Foundation member of the group.
I absolutely am, man. It's no secret. I'm the only original member.
Yep.
And but it's not just that, man. It's truthfully, I fucking love to talk, man. I think there's an art form to it. I think there's an intricacy. Yeah. I just genuinely enjoy it, and I like to go in depth with it, and I don't know, it's just crazy. I'm just legitly into it.
That's awesome. Yeah, look, the interview, who I was going to be interviewing changed a couple of times, so when it finally landed on you, I've got to say I did a bit of a fist pump because I love talking to drummers and percussionists because I'm a bass player myself. So I'll get to that in a sec, but I tell you what I probably should ask you first is, mate, you're touring Australia, and now you've probably been asked this by every journo that you've spoken to so far, but I've got to do it again. Tell us about the show that you're bringing down.
Well, actually, only one has asked in particular.
Right. Okay.
So yes, we absolutely are doing front to back the entire record. We are going to be doing some of our, the other favorites from some of the other albums. And some of the new stuff as well. I don't know. It's crazy. Maybe by next week it'll make a little more sense. But yeah, I don't know what to expect. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a little dangerous for us in terms of embarrassment if we don't execute it right.
I'm sure you'll be fine, mate. You're a pro. You'll get it right. Don't worry.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this is a band, and it requires several pros to work in unison.
Yeah, that it does.
But it's definitely going to be a great fucking time, man. If anything I've learned over this fucking whole year is that you invest everything you do into the art, and you create those insane feelings on record, right? And then your job from there is just to go out and give someone a good time. Give someone a night to remember, something that they're going to escape from the rest of the world and be in a state of joy for that amount of time, for that hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, And that's the goal. So for me, I feel like this will be a night that people will remember. Some of them will be sent back to nights past that they'll remember. Some of them, will be making this new memory and experiencing something they always dreamed that they could and never thought they would, and here it is. So ultimately, I think we've got a great fucking show. It's going to be raw, true to our form. We don't do a lot of bells and whistles. We like to keep it about the song.
I like that about you guys, I do appreciate that. It's about the music.
Energy that comes. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, production's fucking rad, and all that. But with this one, this really is about this record, man, and we're going to keep it raw and energy, and that's what we're going to be about in this one, and it's going to be fun, man. I'm super excited about it.
Where does the fire and the drive and the enthusiasm, the passion come from for Robert Ortiz? Because we've already mentioned you're a foundation member of the band, and nothing against the people that have obviously contributed to the legacy of the band over the last 15 years or so. But, mate, for you, you're effectively the last man standing. You are the torchbearer for the band, and the band have survived lots of album cycles, lots of tours, no doubt a lot of deals with management. Touring is bloody hard, let's face it. I've not done a lot of it myself, but from all of the interviews that I've done, you're effectively, the playing bit lasts for 2 hours, but you're effectively paid to travel and sit in aircrafts and wait at airports, really. So for you, mate, what gives you the drive and the enthusiasm to keep on doing what you're doing within Escape the Fate?
So you do understand. In short, I'm an insane person. That's really what it comes down to. I'm chasing the wind. I just feel that anytime that something comes in my life, I turn to music as a form of therapy to help me better understand my life. And I've certainly enjoyed music a lot more over the past 1.5, 2 years than I ever have in my fucking life. Even more than I did when I was a kid. And it was all so new and exciting and just fresh and like, holy shit, dude, Led Zeppelin, what the fuck? This is crazy. The Beatles,
yeah.
I appreciate it more now because I have life experience. So where now those songs not only resonate, audibly, but internally, emotionally. So knowing that, I don't know, man, I'm just capable of so much. I got one life, dude. At some point, maybe Craig will be like, I can't do this anymore. Maybe at some point I'll look at my daughters and say, I can't leave you guys anymore like this. And the travel is essential to the survival of it.
Yeah.
Maybe there was once in a time where, once upon a time the Beatles could say, we don't want to tour anymore, we're just going to make records. Well, that time it doesn't exist anymore. So I'm a performance artist. I'm not a drummer. I'm not session studio guy. I'm not a producer. I'm an artist. I create with this insanity and this weird, unrealistic expectation of how to interpret what the fuck's going on in my brain onto a drum kit live in front of a lot of people or onto a record via my lyrics, via my drum beats, via my guitar riffs, whatever it is, And when you have something special, dude, it's impossible to let it go because you will kick yourself, man. I could always settle down. I could always fucking settle down and make someone else's money. But while I'm blessed enough to continue to do it, I will continue to do it. And meeting people and shaking hands with them and understanding this connection you have, I think people lose sight of that. I think, we're focused on likes and or thumbs up, or what I mean.
That's horrible.
That's what a lot of people's interpretation, numbers and shit like that, is an interpretation of what your success is. But to me, the success is in getting it out, period. And then I go and actually go deeper and really meet these people and understand how it affects them. And that's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so cool to be able to go to Australia to fucking talk to you right now. I'm just what do you call it? I'm an insecure kid from El Paso, just behind all the latest trends with a shitty fro and fat, and I just don't know what to do. But I love music, so I found other people that love music, and we became friends. And I met my wife through this, and I named my daughters after Beatles songs. And I my best friend who connected to music, and I have friends all over the planet now who we share our love of songs. And fans introduce me to new music now, and I listen to them. I go, holy shit, how have I not known this exists? So my drive is just the pure innocence of music is magical, and I'm going to pursue and pull my last bit of hair that I got left to make a career out of it, and they say if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life.
Exactly.
And
Very true statement.
I do not love having I do not love having roommates, though. But I will be willing to have those roommates. I'm not talking about the cute ones that are running around my house right now, my beautiful daughter. I'm talking about the dirty, stinky ones that I share a bus with.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, I could live without having to share a room with them. But if that's what it takes, fuck it. You know?
Yep. Talking as a man with a lot of life experience there, and it doesn't surprise me that you're a husband and a father, as am I, because you've got perspective on things. So, mate, I know I've only got a couple more minutes to ask you a question, so I really need to ask you, how has I Am Human been received by the fan base? Have you got a lot of feedback, and has it been an enthusiastic response?
Absolutely. It's honestly, it's a little overwhelming because every record is a very scary endeavor, but it's like crazy to just see it like happening, to look at it and just comparing it to your past work, going out on stage and performing off this tour with Papa Roach and Nothing More for a lot of people that have not even really heard of us.
Really?
And they know that song and they're singing the fucking Broken Heart, and the newest single with a really, really cool, weird video. And they're fucking singing this thing, man. And I'm like, what the fuck? And to go out in El Paso, my hometown, and play this show, and my family was so emotional. Everyone, my cousin texted me, he's like, "Thanks for making me cry, jerk." I'm like, that's crazy. Like that with these new songs, Ultimately, I'm the biggest critic. I'm the biggest critic of the band. Anything anyone ever says online does not offend me. Whatever they said, I've already said it. Oh, their old shit was better. Yeah, I fucking have said it. And so it forced us to work harder. And then they say, oh, this new song sucks. I said that too, trust me. But this is why it became better. And there's this song that you love, and I know you're going to love this song. And I know I don't like that song, but I know this person will. And I know that this song means this to this person. I said it all, dude. I'm the harshest critic. And who's the second harshest critic? My fucking dad, all right? He's an asshole about this stuff. And I finally, officially have made him proud with this one, to where he shows his friends.
Yeah.
And he asked me, son, will you play this song? Will you play that song? Like, that has never happened before. He's supportive, but this time he wants to hear it.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, wow, as much of an asshole as I am, you might be worse, and you like it. That's crazy. And obviously it's not going to appeal to everyone, but that's okay. That's part of what's being cool about being an Escape the Fate, is that we are our own special spice. We're our own flavor. And at some point, maybe we'll make a flavor that appeals to everyone, but it doesn't matter. It's our recipe, and a lot of people like it, and some won't get it, but ultimately it's ours.
Well, that's a wonderful summary.
Excuse me, Andrew. Sorry, this is your 2-minute reminder.
No worries. Yeah, I was just going to say it's a wonderful summary of your journey, and we might as well leave it there, mate, because I don't think I can ask another question that tops your response there. So I will congratulate you on your stellar career to date, and mate, from the sound of things, you've got a really well-grounded outlook on life, mate. I just think it's onward and upward for you and for the band. So good luck with everything. Yeah,
well, thank you very much for those kind words. Yeah, I mean, I'm good at putting this shit in a way where people understand it. I speak in parables, and it sounds cool when I say it.
No, good on you.
It's like, where do I come up with it? I don't know where I come up with this shit, but it's there. I haven't repeated myself yet. I've said the same thing in different ways, and I'm fucking killing it. All right, thanks, man, so much for the time. Looking forward to seeing you out there.
Absolutely, mate. I should be out in the show. I'll throw the horns up. Thank you very much, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and that was my conversation with Robert Ortiz, the drummer and percussionist in Las Vegas band Escape the Fate.